massive day today, followed maybe by cleaning the inside of a bloody car. I didn't realise how disgusting it was, but huge day. This morning I've got my MRI, that's my periodic scan every 3 months I get for my brain tumour. And then I've got a meeting with DVA, hopefully that one goes smoothly again and they listen to me. And then this afternoon I have the results of this morning's MRI. It's a very, very quick turnaround, which is very bloody impressive. So hopefully, fingers crossed everything goes well, and if it doesn't, we'll deal with it, and if it does, well, that'll be shared as well, so we'll see. One thing I probably forgot to mention here, oh come on, it's green, oh my god, is that, change gears, it's going to be 40 degrees or something today. Like it's 9:30 and it's 33 degrees and it's going to be 40, so it's going to be hot as shit. There is never any car parking in this entire hospital, but I just managed to do the best reverse park of my life. Proud dad moments. Fucking 101 in front of another Subaru too, so not going to say it's a big day for me, but it is.
At least a minute and a half or two.
Yeah.
And then you're free to go.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
All the best.
You
Take care of yourself.
It's like proper hot out here. It's now like midday. MRI sucked, as always, but that's alright. You just lie there, I guess. It's nothing. No big deal. This may seem really obvious to some, but it took me a while to sort of come up with this. If you have an MRI, wear just like active wear and thongs. You just strip off and get changed anyway down to your undies. Like, why did I originally be like, oh, I'm going in public, I need to wear, chinos or jeans or something? I was a fucking idiot. But comfy clothes, always. It's medical. No one cares. The legend in the Hilux up here just pulled over next to me, ran down the window, like peeped his horn at me and was like, Willy, I follow you on Instagram, bro. I used to work at First Armoured, which is the armoured corps, like the tankies and stuff across the road, and the labs and shit from like my infantry battalion where I was from. It's this car, just had to move forward, just here. And it's absolutely lovely. He's like, mate, just keep doing what you're doing. I wish I'd caught it, but it's the second time it's happened on this one trip. I've seen someone that I guess I mutually know. It's just an incredible thing. But thank you, bro, if you ever watch this. I really, really do appreciate it. Just wait for this traffic. But put his blinker on last minute. Good news. Very good news. Just went and saw Dr. Amar. Professor Abu Hamdan, who's my neurosurgeon. She's absolutely lovely and fantastic in every regard, and she has been since day one. But the good news is there's been no change in my tumour at all, and I guess that's even better now that it's been so long that it's been beeping. Now that it's been 18 months or more since doing chemotherapy, probably a bit longer than that actually, maybe more like 20, it's just really good. The further we get away from treatment without any change in the tumour is better and better news. And my oncologist Kevin Patterson, he talks about that's fantastic. The longer we can get away from it being induced by some sort of drug and changing to not changing and stable without it, the better. So yeah, I guess situation no change. My tumour's sitting there, I guess, stable. It's still a nerve-wracking time. Anytime with any brain tumour like this, it's not something you want in your head. But it's just such a breath of fucking fresh air every time I get these results, and it's positive. That it's sort of like, it's almost weird because it seems that one day these results aren't going to be positive. It's inevitable. But it almost just feels like that'll never happen, because for the past couple of years, every time has been good news. Of course, the best news would be, it's shrunk, it's not there. But is that really going to happen? No, I'm not a bloody idiot. Without treatment, these tumours don't just disappear at all. What are you doing sitting in the way? But at the same time, I guess stable is as good as we can hope for with something like this, and You know, it gives me a good kick up the arse. You know, the next periodic scan, it's sort of like, yeah, well, I've lived this period. You know, I'll, you know, leave in an amount of time. Sorry, this traffic is just fucked. People are... So what I was saying was, it's a good foot up the arse. That, you know, to remember to keep living, because it's almost like every couple of months I have these scans, it's like you come to terms that this could be the one that tells you you're dying fucking soon, and this is, you know, going to catch up with you. But then, you know, you get it and it's good news. You're sort of like, oh shit, you know, okay, maybe the next one will be, but the next one's not for 3-6 months, whatever. It's a good, like, foot up the arse to, well, I need to make sure that I live. I need to make sure I get out and do stuff and whatever. And I think some people, and I'm lucky I get faced with this, I think some people need that foot up the arse or something that almost brings them face to face with mortality, because maybe they get it too late in life, and they get it when it's too late, and they sort of forget to live. You're caught up in your own thing, and that happens to me. It happens to me at the end of these, you know, periods of 3 or 6 months, whatever it is. Well, it's now 6 months, but, you know, it was 3 months. I get it. I get, you know, caught up in just doing the routine of life. It's easy to do. But I hope, you know, it's something that I hope people take from my journey is, well, this can happen to anyone at any time, you know. Don't forget to just live and have a laugh and whatever. Yeah, I don't want to get too bloody sad on you, but, you know, it's fantastic news. I'm so happy. It even made driving back in peak hour Adelaide traffic maybe worth it. We'll see. And someone cutting me off. So I am well aware this vlog today has literally been just me sitting in my car. I didn't really realise this until, you know, looking over some of the footage on my camera, but it's just been me in my car all day. And I think that's two things, not to make excuses, but I'm really not comfortable filming in any medical, you know, hospitals or whatever, because, you know, I just, if it was like things changed, I know how I would feel about like someone doing it. I'd be like, fuck off, don't, you know, bring your camera in here when, you know, I'm here for whatever. So that's that. And I've literally just been driving all day to these appointments, and it's just a pain. But it's once every couple of months, and just got to remember that, you know, it's just, I think it's not a pain. I don't think, like, because I would happily drive into the city and do whatever. I think it's more because I've got a bit of anxiety, especially on the way to the bloody appointment, about, you know, what it is, then that's an illegal U-turn. Typical Volkswagen drivers. Anyway, because I think I've got some anxiety on the way, it just makes it seem a bit longer, if that makes sense. It makes it seem, you know, like something, oh, I really don't want to do this, because I'm nervous about it. And, you know, it's fucking nervous. You're going to an appointment where it could be, hey, yeah, no, look, we're going to try this surgery, or you don't have the surgery, or whatever. It's fucking traumatic. But so far, it's been so good. And I'm so stoked that today those results were all good. I get asked pretty often about, I guess, dealing with anxiety around lots of things, but I guess around these scans a lot too. People are like, how do you cope? And look, I'm not the best one to ask, because I think I am a fairly, like, anxious person overall. I mean, I get nervous about a lot, mostly about things where I fail. I get nervous and annoyed about, or things where I can fail. That's my ultimate fear, is a fear of failure. And I even get that a little bit with, you know, if I put a post on Instagram that only gets, you know, half the likes I normally get, I couldn't give a shit about the number of likes. What I care about is I feel like I've failed people. Anyway, I don't have the best coping mechanisms at all, and I, you know, probably not the one to lecture anyone about it, but I think there's an amount too that I do of just sort of letting it go, and just sort of letting it play out, where I know I'm going to get anxious over this, but I think I see an end point of like, yes, I'm going to be anxious, but well, I can only possibly be anxious until this is over, until the scan's done and this. And if for that you know, 24 hours in between the scans, you know, I, you know, have to tell my friends and family that, hey, look, I'm going to be a bit, you know, different. Then maybe that's my solution to it, for me at least, is, you know, being realistic about, yeah, I'm going to feel a bit whatever. And I might, telling people maybe my attitude will be different, rather than, you know, oh, I try a breathing technique or whatever. Because I don't think that for my scan anxiety, I don't think there is any, you know, coping mechanism like that. I think, you know, maybe telling people that I'm going to be a bit different is, maybe that is the coping mechanism. Yeah, at some point you just got to let, you know, it run its own race. And I've just sort of something I've learned to live with, and I sort of think about that, like, say, at the School of Infantry, people getting worried about, you know, finishing the course, whatever. It's always been like, well, the way I've looked at it is, and lots and lots of people look at it like this, and I definitely didn't make this up. People would have definitely told me this, but they have to feed you 3 times a day. There's no ifs or buts, you know, you have to be fed 3 times a day. So if you're up at 5 a.m. doing PT and it sucks and you don't think you can keep going, you know that in a couple of hours they have to feed you, and that's, you know, a break, and then that is over, that's done. And then, you know, you're doing whatever else, and if it's hard, well, they have to give you lunch. You have to stop for at least a few minutes to scoff something in. So, you know, break it down to the smallest things you can.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.